magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. Check 1, 2. What's up, everyone? It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on YouTube. I'm joined by my co-host and etherical translator, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone.
Hopefully we sound good. Shout outs. Greetings, Fearless family. Hope everyone has been doing well. Shout outs to the chat room right now.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's the phone. It's like the bat phone. Only it goes to Paula.
Hold on.
Greetings, KG. Spammage. You should have answered it and did it live. I always answer and I go along with it. And then I start telling them when I'm going to date their mothers and stuff. And by date, I mean night at the Roxbury. As we light this stuff up and we get ready to rock and roll for tonight, it's Saturday. Smash that like button for me. Share it if you want to get the word out there. If you want to keep the story all to yourself, that's cool too. What do you need me to do?
Put the fan on.
Oh, snap.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You look really good today.
Do I? Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I haven't put the camera on us just yet. Go check out Concordia Consiglieres. Is that how you say that? Right here.
Uh-huh.
Right? That's how you say that. Consigliere. Consigliere. That's Angela Miller. You should go check her out. She's awesome. Sorry. We're getting booted up. Everything kind of worked tonight, so we just kind of slid into this one nice and smooth.
Yeah, this was a good one.
What's going on, Michael? Willow, yeah.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Willow.
Every time I see Project Shadow Stalker, I always think of my G.I. Joe collection. Right? Because I have Storm Shadow is the ninja.
Oh, okay.
And then Snake Eyes is the good guy that goes after him. So it's kind of cool. So now we have Shadow Stalker. So if we had our own like G.I. Joe 6-inch action figure line.
You got a Snake Eyes though, didn't you?
I know I have them.
It.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
But I don't have a Project Shadow Stalker. Is what I'm saying is
okay.
The Fearless family as we create and go forward. If you built action figures on us, say like Frank, what do you guys have that we'd be interested in? I'd be like, let me fucking tell you something.
14 cats.
Right.
Oh, and paper towels. We have plenty of paper towels.
What is up?
Hello, everybody. So
shout outs to Robert Hawley.
there are a couple of signs
Golden lantern.
that let you know that you're becoming an old person. And
what would those be, Paula, Milo?
well, there's liking old lady desserts, which we've been doing a lot of, you too. So, and behaving certain ways. So Frank was worried about toilet paper and paper towels again at one point, about getting them. And then there was this whole debacle. We were going to go to Costco, and Frank's mom wanted to come. And then I'm like, Frank, we can't get toilet paper and paper towels because then there's no room in the car with her. Like, and she's shopping. Well, what are we doing? So he was like, okay, I'll order the paper towels online. He got a good price on Amazon. And then they come and they're individually wrapped rows of paper towels. So it's not in a shrink wrap case.
Oh,
So we
just
got
2 at a time.
2 cases. And
So it looked like we literally.
yeah, there was a wall of paper towels. So we saw our friend Rich yesterday. He came over for a little while.
Shout outs to Rich Johnson.
Happy birthday. And he was like, what's
going
with
on
the
here?"
paper towels? And, so now we had to today play Tetris and try to figure out where we're putting all these.
We have paper towels everywhere.
I know they're scrawled everywhere. Like,
It's good though. You don't see them, right? You're like, well, I wouldn't know you had them, but you seem to have plenty. That's the idea. Abundance.
I guess that's the idea. Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you a quick question. Would you rather start glowing first or just be magnetically abundant first? Not to say that you're not any of those already. I get it.
I am abundant though.
That's not what I mean. Magnetically abundant. Like,
I am magnetic.
Oh, yeah?
I am.
Okay, you pay the rent this month.
I did pay the rent this month.
No, you pay this month coming.
Oh,
Just
no,
you.
No.
And the cat food. I thought you're abundant. This is what I mean. You're not understanding. If you had a superpower.
Oh, if I had a super, I do
see,
have
she's
a superpower,
lost today.
though.
She's out there. She's like,
no, you know what it was. You know what it is.
Happening.
We had two nights. Frank and I, and not that this is an excuse. Two nights of really strange sleep. The last 2 nights.
We're going to talk about all this stuff.
It's been extremely windy here, and we've been using the MMS, and Frank basically purged a bowl of black goo today. So we just think it's the effects of the MMS. Like, we're a little foggy and kind of off. And I think it's with the MMS and the sleep.
Okay, so that you went into the whole direction for everyone. What would you rather happen? Would you rather turn into light first?
Oh, okay.
And
we're
be
back
a light
to...
and give off a glow?
I do give off a glow, though.
See, we're gonna try this one more time.
Okay, go ahead.
I
have a choice.
Then I'm gonna ask someone in the chat room, and I'm gonna just talk directly to them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I am saying? Okay.
Okay. It's like that.
Or would you like to be magnetically abundant?
Oh, I don't know.
Right. When I mean by magnetically abundant, I mean there's nothing in the refrigerator.
Oh,
and then you just go, yo, you want ice cream? And we're like, I don't have ice cream.
And it's there.
And then you open it and it's there. Or would you rather start like would you rather give off that warm glow where people are like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, I think I'd go for the abundance.
Just straight up, like you
Straight
do
up.
get both down the line.
Yeah. Okay. But if I had to pick one,
Yeah.
even though I feel like I'm both anyway.
No, you are. But I'm just asking. Like if I could amplify one of those.
I told you which one, the abundance one.
I know. You like that idea though, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where this is headed. This is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
I always have something in mind of where it's going to later. Product shadow stalker.
Did you
There
just
go.
fake kill?
Storm shadow.
You just fake killed me.
Snake
Okay.
eyes.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh,
we're
it
just
all goes
playing.
back to one.
We're just playing.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm dead.
Yeah, I just Project Shadow stalked you.
I don't know.
This is why people would buy our action figures because they would love it. They're like,
My
"Look,
head would be off.
they ride cats. They have ninjas
Right.
and cat beings, right, and then mantis beings. My voice is really, and this kind of sucks. Shout out to KG, by the way. My voice is gone. whatever the hell is going on with this full moon that just passed and the purge that goes along with it, which I thought I wasn't going to have. Now, through the last days, it always echoes out for a couple of days. And I don't know what happened to me today. I got very dizzy. I couldn't figure out how to put the couch cover on. I was so confused and I was just standing there. Everything was fine and then it wasn't. And
I
I
know.
felt like my mind was trying to reset itself.
Yep.
And then I got really dizzy, and I felt like it came from my ear on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wobbled a little. You were helping me with something,
Yep.
and I backed up and I just walked into the bathroom and I was projectile purging like this black shit. I was like, oh man, what the fuck?
I think that's the MMS.
And it blew out my throat. It went like if I didn't aim that, it would have hit the wall like I was shooting it out of my eyes.
That's awful.
It hurt like that. It felt like someone
sounded like it hurt.
pulled on the bottom half of me and then just snapped and let it go, and it just shot out of my face. It's like, what the fuck just happened to me? And then
that's awful, Frank.
I know, but I kept the haze that went with it. That ridiculousness that when you afterwards you're like, bro, I hope I'm not sick. I wonder where that came from, or that look on your face. I remember I walked into my house and my mother was like, "What happened to you?" And I said, I'm fine. It's a long story. I smoked a joint. I did some stuff around the house over there, but I still couldn't get the head clarity back. Now, when I took a shower, this is the information I got. So they said to me, you guys are playing timeline games. It's like a war going back and forth. I don't like using the word war.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Paula have separated and done exactly what you said you're going to do. Now, there's those standards where you meet standards and then exceed standards, right? So then if you exceed in all categories or a lot of the categories, those numbers kind of haul over and you kind of bump up your numbers kind of.
Right.
Well, we went way past what they said we were on track for. Right. So I guess they're looking at some kind of visual with the math in front of them.
Possible future.
The possible scenarios and stuff. And we keep saying optimum timeline, but what does that honestly mean? And they were saying to me, so listen, your optimum timeline, Frank, and Paul is optimum timeline, though you guys are together, you are combining to create a timeline where you share and you're going into this. That doesn't mean others are going to do that with you. That was one of the other things they were telling me. And I was like pretty depressed about that. They were like, so, but it's going to be your optimum. It'll be optimal for you, but we're just letting you know, not everyone is going to be on your optimal timeline, but those that are there because you're on the optimal. It's hard to keep that.
I get that.
So when you say it, you shoot for it.
It might be great for you, but it might suck for someone else.
Right.
I get it.
So, okay. So, they said, you guys didn't overshoot. You just were doing. Like, we didn't try to. This is what they were explaining. You guys aren't trying. And that's right. I don't feel, I said this maybe 20 times this week to different people, Paul. My life's great. I love my life.
Oh, yeah.
I feel great in here. In my heart, I love my life regardless of all the bullshit, regardless of all of it. I love it. But it has its quirks, its up, its downs, right? But so many weird things have happened, especially through this full moon. It felt like shifting.
Yeah.
And they were like, you guys overshot. So that frequency that you're sitting in is very difficult because you're also in the new energies. So now you're like double nuggeted in the situation.
But I think that's why we feel so out of place or out of step, or like I said the other day, out of time.
I feel like I'm on a psychedelic.
One whole day when Frank and I were like off step the entire day, and I just kept saying I feel like I'm out of time, almost like if you go back to sleep and you wake up it'll be okay, but that never happened. And there are a lot of things going on. I think that maybe it was frequency, maybe it was a change.
They were saying you can't have this literal stuff inside of your physical flesh that can't literally be in that frequency. It just it can't be there.
No, and it's funny
It doesn't
because
transcend, so you have to release it immediately, or you have to leave.
it is.
But you can't
Yeah,
leave. You're bombarded by
you're
the
here.
energy. Like
No,
now,
I agree with you, and I was wondering also because I've been taking the MMS now for a week. I skipped one day because I really didn't feel good, and I know I should have pushed through and taken it anyway, but I just felt so terrible. But I know it's doing its job, um, and I know there's more than that going on, even with me. I know that there's something else going on. I had to deal with a family member this week, and I handled it the best way I could possibly handle it, and the easiest way for me, which wasn't the easiest way for them, but
so
it was the easiest way for me. And it was like one of the first time, and I didn't worry about hurt feelings. I don't care if your feelings are.
I literally thought a fight was going to break out. You know that.
No, I
I
knew.
know it was ramping. I heard both
Oh, no, I
sides,
know you did, but then I was
and I'm
like,
like, why
no.
is?
I was like, no, I'm not. This is not happening. And
How are you not understanding this?
I volleyed that ball right back, and then I said no. And then I said goodbye.
Oh, it was straight. Okay, so my perspective. And first of all, I posted a meme in one of the in either in the Fearless group. I think it's the Fearless group.
Mhm.
Where it has a guy sitting next to a girl, and the girl's talking to him, and the guy's like Marty McFly when he's out of
Oh
time.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, okay. So that was from that. You could be sitting right next to someone and
Mhm.
saying no. If you ask the question and then I
Yeah, I'm
answer you
answering
with the
you.
appropriate response, and
Right,
you still run over me
right,
like as if what I said was the devil,
right.
and then it doesn't matter what you said. But help me. And it's like, well, what the
But I
okay.
am helping you. You don't want to.
No, you repeated yourself
Yeah, I did.
with fact and truth,
Yep. I left
honesty.
emotion out of it.
And then I was like, whoa, what is happening here? But
Yeah.
watching it's weird. All right, I'm not picking on no one tonight. I'm kind of sitting off camera. I'm not picking on anyone tonight, but my mother for a while didn't hear me. Okay,
Your whole
whatever.
life. Yeah.
Okay. So I can sit there and say this, and she'll go, okay. And then, okay, now what did I say? And then she'll go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking. I don't even know what you're saying. And I'm like, what's that all about? Like, I don't understand that. I watched it happen between a different age group, and it was you and
Mhm.
this person.
Yeah.
And then it was just you're not hearing like you asked, and you're in worked up, and you got your answer, and then it was not good enough. I don't understand. I still don't understand. But it's not to dig into the detail of the nonsense. It's just to say I think when we're at a frequency, you y'all just can't fucking hear the next person over
No.
if they're not rocking in that
And that's
frequency.
how it's supposed to be, because otherwise we're down in the dirt,
Well, I
right?
notice, yeah.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. And it's hard. And you have to release all of that stuff cellularly, physically. That's why you threw up. That's why I've
That
been.
was it
Look,
hurts right here.
I know it
And
sounded terrible, but like for me with this taking the MMS, it's my stomach, and I must have so many blockages in my stomach that
well, I've gained weight. Did you gain weight?
I gained weight
Yeah,
too.
but
But
you
I
don't
think
look like you really
no,
gained
I
weight.
gained a couple of pounds, but it's more like bloat, like we're
Yeah,
bloated.
I'm not. It goes down, and then I look normal.
But I think it's the MMS working the way it's supposed to be working, and
I feel clear.
but there's
here.
also
It's the
something else
weirdest shit.
happening, but we can't stop one because the other is happening, because the other is always going to be happening. This change in frequency, this change in vibration, this change in who you know
Almost like you can't access, even though it's right on you right now, and the new energies, whatever. But if you're not clear, let's say like you get this shit in you, you're not clear enough to hold that.
no, you got to get
And
rid of it.
then the MMS has been helping us get it. And then right when you're in a really high frequency, whatever's left as you bop into the new
It's got to
one,
be pushed out.
boom, instantly ejects itself.
Yeah, it's got to be pushed out. It's like when you started, you were getting those breakouts on your face,
It was horrible.
like he was a teenager,
It was
and we
terrible.
knew it was the MMS pushing something out, because it happened to me also. And
Because it wasn't normal.
no,
My
it's not
skin had
normal.
like this it was just everything that wasn't
Yeah,
good
good is coming
was
out
coming out of parts of my face and my back and my neck.
everywhere.
I'm like, yo, I'm older. I'm not really fucking up. I don't smoke. I smoke joints. All right. I do the blunt for the show every once in a blue moon. We're not doing that all the time and stuff. We're not living unhealthy. We eat really well, but they say it. I was just outside there, trailing at
Mhm.
night now. They're like, you're covered in that shit. All of you, the cats, and then everyone, and then you're all trying to get it off, and you don't even know it's there. And so you think by drinking your fresh pure water, you're not going to get nanotech in you or some shit, and you're not eating processed food. But then you go out in the rain
Yeah,
and you get just as
you
much.
nanobot it.
So
It's not good.
I gained too much weight, and there was a lot of bloat associated to it. And then I'm 21 days on the MMS now, and I
Yeah,
feel like it's going
right, right.
inside of me. Yeah, like
Because you're
loosening
pushing the last
because
of it
it's not.
out. Yeah, no, I'm in the beginning. You're pushing it out. I mean,
I
it's
lost
still.
weight and then gained 2 pounds back the next day, and then I'm like, this is impossible. Then I was like, it's not. It's improbable. And then I go, muscle weighs more than fat, and I came running out of the bedroom.
Yeah,
That's
because
what it is. I'm gaining muscle.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I gotta have fun with it.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it.
Well, somebody's got to
Well,
do
your mother
something.
does too. His mother was like, "Why is he getting so fat?"
That shit's crazy.
Hi.
So um, when I woke up, just to continue this conversation, uh, Monday,
Mm.
remember I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not. I think I said I'm not supposed to be here. That's what I said.
You were screaming it. I'm not supposed to be here. I hate it here. I hate everything.
I literally, I woke up off the couch and I felt not right. Like this can't, like what you would experience is looking around and everything's right, but something's wrong.
Well, I've woken up like that. Like, oh my god, this
So
person has this many cats. What the fuck is this about? Like, ugh,
you are the only, and let me tell you, and we're going
ugh.
to talk about timeline jumps and stuff, but we're in all of the situations I encountered in this week with this happening during the moon cycle, and I think Scorpio went into retrograde. So what winds up happening with that, it's hard truths and then really good creations. So you get kind of hit in the head with like one or two things, and then all of a sudden you start expanding immediately,
Yeah,
which
I
is
can
great.
see
But that
that.
goes through to October.
Oh my god.
Well, with that is a rocket ship that once the first booster goes,
I guess
you're
so.
going.
I am
You're
in.
gone. Like you're heading there.
Look, I know I'm purging something because I am in so much physical pain today. The last couple of days, like just owies in the weirdest places.
How
Like
he's
Della, hello Della and Joe. Della bought me this beautiful Hello Kitty coffee cup, but it's a really big Anunnaki sized cup. And when I hold it and put my lips to it, I look like a little girl drinking out of a big coffee cup. So I'm not using it on the show, but I love it. Um, but yeah, it's like all these things are happening all at once, and I think it's to see how gracefully can we get through it. Like how much
okay.
grace
So
and ease can
all
we
right. So that is. I'm gonna tell everyone a secret right now that is the secret of the graduating class. It's in the detail of what we're talking about on the show. I know you want aliens. Guess what? They're coming. So we're getting ready for that because you can't hang out with them if you don't get right with you. You just can't. You can't be in the frequency. We talk about high frequency, and you got to take a shit, right? You get a high frequency, I'm going to throw up. We
Yeah.
talked about being
Oh
us
yeah.
being
It
enlightened,
stops you in your
light
tracks.
lit, right? You see the little light behind me. You walk down the street, you glow a little bit, and then those who aren't quite near you yet, in terms of levels of frequency, will see that and run at you, and
Or run away.
But when they get in a diameter of you, it becomes like an ayahuasca purge, because you can't be on top of me in my aura and not have like an experience, just the energy itself. So what were they showing me? Wearing the white that doesn't stain, with then throwing up on me, like launching purge, because they're running. That's why they were saying you're not going to be able to just hang out. It's good. Life is going to change for all of you. They mean all creators, but not everybody here is a creator. So there's like 4 billion of us or more that have this experience this round. If you choose to do that, like, this is the round to do it. You, out of those, there's this like breakdown of those that are going all the way and those that aren't going to go at all, and everything in between. And then the books call it the wheat from the chaff, right? They break it into this other thing that makes you scared or something, but it's what you decide, right? But you have to see the detail. That's why when you talk to someone and they can't hear you, and it's like you all you're answering is with 3 sentences
The most
that are
plain, simple words.
I feel for people at the DMV now. Like, you start to go,
but that's it.
You must be dealing with this shit all day, because I'm sitting with one person doing this, going, I agree with you, and then they you still can't touch that note with them, or just seeing your face.
I think it's
gets them
because
upset.
They feel the vibration is different, and they want to do what they can do to change your vibration to bring you down to their. I don't even think they realize it's up or down. I think they just want to do what they can to make you feel the way they feel at that moment, because they want someone to commiserate in that moment. And I am not commiserating with you. I will listen.
Frequencies, yeah.
Yeah, I will listen to you, but I will not commiserate with you. I will listen to you, and I will love you, and I will give you everything I can give you spiritually. But I can't see Melinda. Yeah, it's like we're twins, I swear, because it's pushing out from everywhere. My entire body, things that normally don't hurt are hurting, and it's like, okay, girl, you're just gonna go with it because you have no choice. Oh my mom!
I told you last week what she was doing to me.
Tell her the cookies are gluten free. You're starting.
My mother came up to me with the extra large and 2X.
Oh yeah,
big and tall.
Oh
sent
yeah,
sent me a magazine because I ordered one because I couldn't get extra. Whatever. And then she's like, look, pointing at my belly and then giggling. I'm like, what are you trying to say? She goes, but the other day when I went in there and I took all my jeans home. I put all of my jeans on and none of them fit. I couldn't even button the button.
But they will.
And then I said, that's it. You don't deserve them. You bring them home and you bring them back out when you make yourself a man and could fit into these things. And I was like, damn,
you're not a
this
man.
Is like, I feel like I'm saying to myself, private pile, you piece of shit.
You're so silly.
No, I'm not hard on myself. It's all good. It goes away. But they said this was symptoms of that we get in the body of like the higher frequencies.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. Because we're feeling the same things. It's not like it's not like the two of us in one space are having 2 completely different experiences. It's not working like that.
So the proof of the graduating class is you're in a house with people and nobody seems to be able to get along, but you seem to just be living your life and doing the right thing, right? How do you avoid people like, well, then how do you avoid doing that? It's like, no, are you aware that it's a frequency thing and not a hate thing? First of all,
right?
Can you
sometimes
separate it?
You have to be in separate space
and say we're in school. So if we were in school and people keep acting like this and acting out, where would you see that? In kindergarten, the teacher's like, come on, everybody, sit down. Everybody, blah, blah, blah. When you meet Sister Stabile in the 2nd grade, in the 1st grade, and she comes out and she's got a bell in her hand and she's like, if you get up, you will be put down. Try me. And you're like, And there's always the one kid like, yo, fuck this, bang, and he's out. They drag him right out to his mother. Get out of here. And you're like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
Seat forward, forward. And you're like, yo, Nazis, right? This is what we were doing as kids. Okay, but if you're in frequencies with people and you're seeing that, they're acting out like that or acting for some reason, and see it as a frequency, as a creator that's going to be graduating and that feels the next level,
Right.
you would see it in the detail and go, if I just avoided X, Y, and Z,
Yes.
said what
you
I
would be out of it. Yes. Why do you think we don't watch the news at night and we don't listen to TMZ and we don't?
Yeah, you got to
we
cut the
don't
cord.
do
You got to do
any
this.
of
You got to
that
do that.
because
It
that
sucks, but you got to go.
all
Bye.
lowers your frequency. All of it.
You think the thought of it can't possibly hold you in place, right? So it's just a thought. What are you talking about? It's just some random shit. Does it
No,
pop up a few times?
yeah,
Does it evolve into your life at one point or another?
then it becomes a consciousness.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's there,
you
man.
now brought it into your reality and you made it true. You made it so. Just like when we declared cancer cannot live in my body. Cancer will not live in my body. I will not be sick from cancer. I have declared that. My body understands what that means.
Yeah, no, because it's a different thing. I didn't understand this during episodes of Fearless in the beginning. The first 2 years, I didn't understand how you have to do what you just said.
You
and
command
mean it.
it
No,
to
you.
be.
I was under Aya, and she was like, "Do you feel what I am saying?" And I'm like, "Wait, this feels different." I'm like, "Hey, body, you need to listen to me." And they went,
Yes.
"Hey, we've been fucking waiting for you to talk to us."
Yes.
And I'm like, "Is my body talking to me?"
Yes.
Not like that. And they were like, they were looking at me going, "You didn't know we were fucking here talking to you the whole time. Now you're drinking the psychedelic to come here, and then we're showing you that you could do it with this thing." And then you're like, "No, that's impossible."
That's why I think that purge on a cellular level is so important. That's why I think a lot of pains and aches that we feel aren't aches and pain, aren't true aches and pains. I think that you're purging on a cellular level and your body is saying, I don't like a pimple, I don't need it anymore. Like I'm pushing it out one way or another, it's going out. And I think that's the issue with my stomach right now. I think basically I am just full of poop.
But we all are.
No. But literally. I think
anything unprocessed that's just sitting there that shouldn't be there is poop container.
But I think that's it. And I think once I get through that, and I think it's starting to go now. Like now, I've been taking MMS for almost a week.
Yo, it's killing.
I really think
all the bad shit inside
but I
of
really
me.
think that's it.
I've been going so regular, and then naturally when I purged, it was a little bit more. But I was like, "Whoa, I feel good after that." Like,
I know.
It went
I want
back
to feel
to not bloating.
Look, we got an espresso machine. So Frank and I have been having an afternoon espresso every day, and Frank is pooping like a greyhound. Okay, and I am not. So there has to be something going on because we're drinking the same amount of coffee, and I'm 100 pounds lighter than he is. I am 85 pounds lighter.
Everyone's so when you chip out of your cement and create yourself, everyone's at different places doing, so you might be more in different spots than other spots.
Well, I think that's where I hold I think that's where everything is for me.
And it's forceful now where we're like, oh my God, I recognize all these things, but they haven't bothered me ever. And now all of a sudden here we are with this.
Can't take it with you. Got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it.
You are just by living the living example, which we've talked about, Paula and I being.
But I did. I actually felt good. I said what I had to say, and I was assertive, but I wasn't rude. And I said, I'm here if you need help. But that's the end of it. And it was the end of it for me. I did
what more do you
get a little bit upset after, but I quickly no, but I pushed it out and I said, okay, get upset, do your thing. But now it's out there and now it's gone. And I really did feel good because I can't keep these connections going. I don't want them.
You can't. Okay, you can, but it's not going to work.
I don't want to solve
with. Well, if you were dealing with, you're a college graduate right now. Imagine this in your mind. You're a college graduate, and you're talking with someone in the fucking like 4th grade,
Right. I
who's
get
just
that.
discovering themselves, and they're like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah." So, and you're talking to them like a college person, like a normal human. This is a conversation, and then they can't reply to that because they have all this other attachment
I
to
think
them.
it's a fear thing. I think when people are in a fear spiral or people are in a state of constant fear over everything and not really understanding what is it exactly that you're afraid of, because there was such fear in the question and fear in the answer and fear and check Google and fear. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not afraid. That situation does not scare me. That situation, I have no problem. Well, did you check? I don't have to
You're
check. I'm not
actually the
afraid.
best, and I've said this a million times. When it comes to the topic of what was going on, you're the best person to talk to because you actually have lived it, did it, shifted it, moved it, did your thing, and you're the only one that honestly 100% made moves and left everyone else in the fucking dirt, and no one's listening.
No, and it's okay because it's always been like
But you're
that.
not trying to beat them on the head either.
No,
So
no,
it's
you
like
asked me and now I told you. So, you
it's
either
just a weird.
you either do it or you don't. It doesn't matter to see, but either way, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. If you love me or you hate me, I'll love you for loving me, but I'll never hate you for hating me. If you don't like me, that's okay. I
A
don't
lot of times it's not even like you they don't like, it's the frequency
I think it is a
because they
frequency because I'm easy. Like
how
I
many
don't give
people are
anyone a hard time about
how
anything.
many people do you think are actually bipolar and aren't aware of it, and now that the frequencies are shifting you get the highs and lows.
I don't think I think that being stuck in a certain frequency is why people think they are clinically ill because
It's a mixed oh
it's a
yeah.
misdiagnosis. Like I think that when you are positive or you come from a place of abundance and understanding and problem solving and solution finding, and you see the glass half full, and you never come from a place of lack and scarcity. People who do have a very hard time understanding why you are that way. And
But manifestation doesn't work
but
at all
people
if
see.
you don't act like you like you just described.
Right. But see, now we have everything we need in the world, but other people looking in are looking at us going, oh my God, they have nothing. So,
Yeah, but we had nothing as well.
but it's perspective.
True,
But it's
truth.
all perspective because when I had it all, I had no one to hold and give a kiss goodnight to. And I thought that was okay. Like for me, I was okay with not having that because I had things. I had things to achieve, things to accomplish, things to complete, things to do. And that was never important to me because I was always hurt in that department. So it didn't matter. I didn't want to be hurt anymore. But now I realize it doesn't matter what we have or do not have because we have each other. And when you have one person, and again, it goes back to it all the time, love, when you have one person who believes you can, no matter what it is, you can do it. You can do that thing. You can say that thing. You can sing whatever that thing is. You can. You will because one person is on your side. Just one. Just one person on your side.
I gave up as a hip hop artist looking for the thrill in front of my eyeballs. I always knew I was the thrill, but you had to do this external thing to make other people whatever. I just let it go. I did it for so long, and I'm like, it kind of works, but doesn't really because then it would be something different, right? So, what I gave into, submitted without taking a knee, just sitting back and absorbing and letting it play out in front of me was a new way to be. 100% new way that I was totally unaware of. And I thought anyone that lives like that would be in a loss because then they're losing. There's something they're lacking because you just can't be like that in this world. You just cannot operate in this world like that. Look, I'm going, you cannot. She operates perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, being around her, I operate normal again. So by example and by walking step by step, and you could do this with yourself first, because I had to do all that with the shaman stuff. I was alone doing it while I was getting thrown out and all kinds of weird stuff. I went into self. And then I came out and was like, well, I guess all this shit's the same. All these fucking people. I meet another girl and it's going to be all the same shit again. Well, this is nothing like what it was like. Nothing. You have to step back for a second and go, wow, this is pretty good. And then I learned that my fears were in the way of certain things, right? I don't have to be brainwashed over none of this. Paula literally helps me with um I would say all versions of any kinds and forms of construction work, woodwork, hanging materials, housewares, this, that, the other fucking decoration, the whole 9 yards. However, it's like a thing that goes back and forth that you always wish you had, or people on teams that succeeded know this feeling where it just
Yeah.
vibes and it works and we just vibe and we get things done. And the dudes that have partners at work where they vibe
Yeah,
and
but
they
we're
get things
that
done.
team. We're
Okay.
that team.
But to get to the place that you're like, well, what's this fucking graduating class shit? It's like, well, look, get your mind out of graduating because you're not going anywhere. But I'm trying to give you a linear timeline to show you what's happening here with the frequencies. So, as the example, you go up in frequency, you're going to be the first to purge, shit yourself, lose it, cry, scream, right? Now, others are going to be doing the same thing with not as much knowledge that this is happening. Where's your awareness at? Do you know that it's the full moon, the tides are pulling, this is going on? It's a retrograde. You asked to be optimum timeline. Are you putting all of this together in your head mentally, or are you screaming save me Jesus still?
No, it's a lot. It's a
Like,
lot.
do you give up on yourself and put it out there in the other's hands, or are you still holding strong in your belief like, nah man, we're doing great? My brother, we just got off the fucking phone before the show, right? And we both had the same conversation with each other. I think you heard some of it, and it was all these stupid fucking things that go weird and left and right, but there's nothing wrong.
No.
There's
No.
nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, I feel pretty good. That's what he said to me. I feel pretty good, except for this fucking thing. And I go, yeah. And then over here with and me with this. But how do you feel in your like? Is it making you shit because you're so stressed? Nah, man. I feel pretty good, man. I wake up. I slept good. I feel good. A couple days now, it feels good. So there's really nothing to be. I mean, literally, you fucking work hard, and your other job is you play with toys. Me, I don't work no more, and I get to be with cats and the woman I love and do all those other things. So is life bad? What's so bad? Show
No.
me on a piece of paper where it's bad. Well, the guitar, I bumped it and it's got to go back to the place. Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I roll
Yeah.
fuck up joints all of a sudden. Ever since my neck started hurting again, my rolling skills went down 500%.
You have to use the roller.
I understand, but remember where I was
Yeah. I
last
do
year at this
remember.
time?
Mm-hmm.
I would have said, "Yo, you put me. I'm ready for a rolling competition."
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm back to. My point is, it's little silly things.
But it is little.
Is
silly
my whole
things.
life gonna fucking fall apart
But it
because I had to
is.
clip the end?
But it is because we had a.
Or are you really happy in your heart to be alive and happy to be here today?
But I am really happy to be alive. Like we had a rough month. Financially, it was a rough month. Oscar had to go back to the vet. We did a Costco run, and we thought it was just going to be a few things, and it ended up being a gigantic Costco run, and so on and so on, just like everybody else. And Frank and I were driving back from Costco, and he was like, we can't spend any money, and this has to last, and I'm just saying, yes, okay, like, I didn't want it to be a very expensive month either, but that's just the way it is. But still, we love each other when we're here, and shit's getting done, so we can understand that these things happen, and sometimes it's just a shitty month because like I'm gonna need tires, and you know what, that's gonna suck too, and I'm gonna wait until I can't wait anymore.
Listen, everything's
But
really honestly working out. It seems to just be if you can't
But it is.
Relax.
It's
It's
perspective,
you.
because it's
That's
perspective.
it.
It's how you look at
Now,
it.
I'm not talking about victimized shit like where you gotta do certain things
No,
when
you
you're
have
under
to
the
handle your
thumb.
business. No, we're talking about just everyday
But
life.
then
This
it's an
3D
attitude
shit.
change while doing it.
Of course it is.
Instead of being like, fuck these motherfuckers, you could just send love at all these mother truckers. Same, and just go that little bit.
That's what we did. We sent love at Costco before we got there.
Holy sheep shit.
Love at the parking lot.
We did everything.
Hmm.
And then, didn't we go to Home Depot?
We did. We went to Home Depot.
Because we had the time.
We did Home Goods.
We packed the
a
fucking
couple of
car.
days early. Oh, we packed the car.
I would have never thought 6 years ago any of this, any of it, where we're at now.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Two single people who I don't even.
I'm in love with
We can't
nature.
even say that. It's just ridiculous.
I have more cats. Chester Cheetah has been coming in with his giant cheetah sack, and he's like,
It's a new cat that's coming around.
there's
Named
another
Chester
pregnant
Cheetah.
lady.
Yeah, we're trying to catch her.
Mama
She's
running around.
elusive. Yeah.
Brian is now falling
Oh.
into like I love everything mode, and I'm just saying to myself, it's a revolving door of love here.
Mhm.
But to get it, because people always say to me, this is what they always say: I want what you have with Paula, and I know I brought this up before, and I'm like, so then do it. You're I don't force it. I don't. That very Bronx with that accent right there. I don't force it with Paula.
Nope.
Paula doesn't make me. And I don't tell her, like, there are these weird things that go on that people will talk in front of me and say, and I'll go, well, there's your problem right there. Like, and you can't say that because I'm not a therapist, because then I'm just starting shit. And it's like, but you have to check yourself. You cannot blame other people for everything. You have to be in it and inside of you and comfortable to know if somebody's treating you shitty, hey, listen, don't talk to me like that. You can't be
Right.
waiting on that.
No, I don't like it.
You know,
Don't
if it
do
goes to the next level, you got to walk away, you walk away. If it goes to a different level and you got to do what you got to do, that's what you got to do. That's what's going to happen.
He pushed me into a pallet of paper towels in
And
Costco
I'll fucking do it again.
with a case of toilet paper in his hand, because it was like we were on that show.
We do really good shopping
What was
and
that
stuff.
show that you were on with the American Gladiator?
Oh, they were at the show that we were doing
Oh, okay.
at the college. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I got beat up by Nitro.
Yeah, yeah. So
That motherfucker's
he
huge.
tackled me with a case of toilet paper, but that's okay.
I said to her, this is what it's like. I was doing the joust, for those that remember American Gladiators with Nitro. I was they came to a show we were at Plattsburgh University, and they were on the football field with the whole setup. So we played throughout the
I
day.
thought it was New Paltz.
No, it wasn't
Oh, it
New
was
Paltz. It was
Plattsburgh.
Plattsburgh. And we were opening for the Human Beatbox. And this is my point. He came out at the end, and I was like, oh shit, Nitro, the smallest one. But I won. So I had to go up against him. So I had just beat Petro, the guy in my group, and I jousted him, and I was really good at it. I was like, I'm going to fuck this guy up. And he jumped on the platform, and he was fucking huge. He was just, and he was the small guy. And I looked at him, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well for me. I knew right away. And then I laughed. I kind of bounced a little bit, and I hit him with the stick. I hit him the way I won, because he must have saw it and was like, oh, do that shit to me. And I tapped him with it. He didn't fucking move.
So he knew you were going to hit him like that.
He was standing there watching. And I go, oh, shit. And he jumped onto my platform. He just jumped onto it, right? Which you're not supposed to do. He picked me up like this and then threw me off the platform and said, do something about it. And I was just like, okay. So they're like, get up, do it again. And then he did it again to me. And I was like, yo, I'm done. That's like a 10-foot drop.
That's terrible.
Onto that mat. I have fun with that shit. That doesn't bother me. I was in Orlando at the Universal when they were doing the Dr. Doom ride, and we didn't know it was the ride, and they brought us around the back. They made the heist sit there,
right?
And then Dr. Doom actually runs the ride. He's like, are you ready? This is the ride. I'm like, what are you gonna put on some hologram and shit? And the fucking roof blows open, and he launches you straight into the air.
No way.
At ridiculously
I
high
can't
speeds.
do rides like that. I don't like that.
I almost had a heart attack. When we got back down, I was like, Doom, you a son of a bitch. And he was like, haha,
I
you
don't wanna talk about
survived
that.
the Doom ride. And I was like, I'm going to fuck you up if you come to the show
I
later
had to
tonight.
walk off of Space Mountain once, and I've been on that ride like 8 or 9 times, and with the same people a couple of years in a row. And there was just one time I had a little panic attack right before it started, and I said I can't go on the ride,
Panic attack.
and walked out. Yeah,
That's a
I
big
haven't
one.
had a panic attack in years.
And I haven't had one either. And guess when I've had 2, maybe 3 this week.
Mhm.
I've wanted a cigarette more than I've wanted anything this week, and I did not smoke one.
I know. I was very proud of you.
I was in the store like, I'm buying this
I
right
wouldn't have
now.
even
Not a
been.
cigarette. It was
I
a
wouldn't have
rolling
even been
tobacco,
upset
but
or anything if you did. But I'm
I
happy
didn't
that you
do
fought
it.
through it.
I didn't do it. I thought of me again. See, this is what I'm talking about. How to get to it.
But
Right?
that's what I did. I thought of me, and I said, you know what?
I love me too much now.
Yeah, I love
to
me.
fuck
I'm
around.
not doing this. I'm not doing this.
It's
you
not
know.
worth it. There's so much that's not worth doing because there's so much worth doing. Does that even make sense?
It does make
But
sense. It does
you
make sense.
go through this process and it's like shedding all these things, and then everything else is right there.
Because it's one excuse me, it's one thing, but it represents a lifetime of that thing. It's not that incident. It's being in that situation or similar situations to that incident your whole life. So you shed that one thing, and you're shedding a lifetime
And
of issues that went with it. You're breaking
also,
contracts with a lifetime of issues like that. How many times were you put in a situation where you felt a certain way and you didn't like feeling like that?
okay, so when you
I dreamt
Go ahead.
I dreamt this week, and I know it's was the full moon. I dreamt once that they took my college degree away. It's years. I graduated college years ago, and I went back for my degree. I didn't get my degree like everyone else, like right out of high school. But I dreamt that they took it away, and I was working, and they took it away, and they were gonna fire me. And I was like, but I'm gonna be 50 years old next year. Like, haven't I proven like that even without this degree, I could still do this job? And they were like, no, this is gonna be. And then I was like, why is it like in my dream? I'm like, why is this happening to me? And then it was a high school thing, and I was like, we're not going back to high school. Like, no. Close contracts, do whatever you have to do. We are not reliving high school. Like, which it's just not happening. In my dream, I'm like, no, this isn't happening. And dreaming of people that I haven't thought about. And I know that they must be thinking about me because we were listening to
everyone that's there
yes
is, I'm gonna say this,
is there.
mostly it's
Yes.
really there.
Because we were listening to Elizabeth April, and she was saying something very similar. And she says a lot of things that I feel or have said, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, I say that all the time. Or, oh my God, I feel that all the. And, it's so funny because she's so sweet, and she's blonde, and she's beautiful, and, she's very perky. But she says a lot of things that I agree with. And it's like, you know, she's not wrong about any of it. And I think that
Well,
when you do dream
perspective.
of those scenarios, those people are dreaming about you as well. I was back in that place again.
The way I knew, so it was Raw. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the show.
Yeah, it's weird. I
Ra
keep going
called
back
me
to that
and asked
place.
me,
Oh, I dreamt about my ex last night. And I was like, what are you doing here? Like in my dream, I'm like, what are you doing here? Frank better not see you. And he was like, no, this has to run out.
Okay, so
This has
I
to
was
play out.
literally gonna tell you this. So I was in one of these dreams scenario things where I was like, well, I don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
And then I opted to do something. Everybody was doing something. And I felt like, why are they doing this? And it was all people I knew. So the girl next to me, I like grabbed her and said,
Mhm.
look, you're coming with me and we're getting out of here right now. And she said, no, what are you doing? So I
Really?
said, what's going on? She's like, that's not how it's supposed to go. So I go, oh, okay, how's it supposed to go? And she goes, well, it'll play out. And I go,
Really? Wow.
no, not if we leave. And she was like, no, you can't leave. You have to let it fucking play out.
Right.
Or we're going to be fucking doing this again. And
That's
I'm
what she
like,
said to you in your dream,
I was
really.
like, wait a second.
Did you pay?
You're really there.
So you paid attention to what she was saying.
Because
That's
I
good.
felt, when you're in the dream and you could feel you're there. I'm here. Why is this like happening like this? This
Yeah,
isn't what
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
No. I was the same way. I knew what was going on, and it was so funny because I didn't feel helpless in my dream.
It's almost like the other actor breaks character to tell you, stop breaking fucking character, dude.
Right. Well,
Don't let me tell you again. I'll punch you in the
but
face,
that's
right?
basically,
And you're like,
yeah, but
wait,
that's
we're in a-
basically what my ex
So
was saying.
your
My ex was like, this is
contract
just playing out.
has to play out scenarios quickly.
Mhm.
So it's like everyone gathers.
Mhm.
What? Okay, what is it? We got to argue about this. Okay, argument done.
Right.
We
It's
sort all
like,
perspective. Okay, done.
yes, it's like when I was under and I was breaking those contracts with Shiva, and I had 100
The
arms moving
scrolls.
back and forth.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like Santa Claus scrolls, like the naughty and nice list. And I was just signing away, like breaking contracts.
Done.
That's how these dreams have been. It's like swiping on your phone.
I saw the deities differently
Yeah.
when I saw you working like that with Shiva. I said, oh, so this is what you're doing. He's like, well, someone's got to fucking,
No, we don't have time for this. We got to get through
someone's
it.
got to
Yeah.
help. Like, this is
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we got to get through it. I'm done. I'm not kidding. I'm a different person than I was. And it's very easy to say, but it's also very
none
true.
of this is easy.
No, I am a different person.
It is so easy to ignore the details,
Yeah.
but you fucking saw it or you felt it. You choose to ignore it.
Oh, what about the stuff you're seeing in the corner of your eyes?
Well, we're
Like
building
through
it.
the corner of your
Yeah.
eye, and it's like, then you pan, like I do a 180, or sometimes I do a whole 360, and I just pan just to see, just to make
Yes.
sure. And it's like, oh,
I've been seeing
okay.
animals and people at different distances and things moving, like crossing the room. And then I was told it's like when you look head on, that's when they're invisible to you because of the way our perception's set up. So
Okay, I
we
can see
catch them
that.
out of the corners because we're not looking right at them. But then when we look at them, they're gone. They're like, if you can keep yourself not staring directly at it, you still have a field of view.
Right.
I can see pretty far back. So if something's walking and I go, it's gone. But if I just let you go
Right, you'll see it.
and kind of try, but that's so hard to
It
do.
is hard.
Because I'll be seeing cats and there's no one there.
I know, me too. I keep seeing them too.
And they're right on me. The other day there was I guess one of my guides was right there. And I asked a question. I heard it loud and clear. And it was like he was standing right here. Like, hello, of course. And it's like, oh, okay. Fuck me, right? You're just gonna jump right up and it's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that to you. And it's like, okay. Heart stopped for a moment, but I've been seeing weird shit. Like I thought I was seeing insects flying. That's what I first thought it was. And I closed my eyes and I had laser surgery, so I see the targets. And those are always available to me. And then I started seeing stuff moving. And I'm like, my eyes closed. How am I seeing that?
Right.
And they're like, you're not using your eyeball to see that. But now I'm seeing that with my eyes open. Just, you're like, am I following that right? Like you look in and it's nothing's there, but it's right there. It's moving through.
Right.
The way a orb would come through the air. And you're just like, I don't even know what this thing is doing. But you witness it. It's just the same thing.
It happens all the time outside.
It makes me wonder if these are insects or fairies, fae, whatever.
What difference does it make?
Well, no, I'm saying because there was a guy I heard recently on the Leak Project. He was kind of boring, but he was talking about it's just the same thing when you look into the smaller universe. So everything that he was using reflections to do it in like drops of water and stuff. So he kept getting smaller and smaller with his reflections, but the picture was getting bigger and bigger no matter what he did. And it was like crystal clear, whatever the being was that. And he was like, it doesn't fucking matter. If the being's trying to connect with you using consciousness, he's going to look like he's right there. It doesn't matter if he's a little person. You might see him like this, but when he contacts you, it'll be like, because as above, so below. I was like, wow. He's like, you don't think there's little creators? Like little doodads running around? You can't have that? Why couldn't you have that? But Bigfoot's real, right? And UFOs?
Look, I wish we could find little floor sweepers to sweep in the middle of the night.
Well, we have the Roomba, but we can't use it.
There's too many cats. Right. It is what it is. Not bad. Not upset. It's just crazy shit. Every day it's something different. It's like Frank and I are like, what's gonna happen today?
And then it's your internal stress levels that they must be viewing. And I say they because there's some kind of progress thing that's looking at us that's going, well, they did it, bing. And that's why you don't revisit shit.
But you get that. I never get that.
Yeah, but you get it without going through the literal visual where I get it. Think of it as like Ascension for Dummies with me. So they'll literally show it, present themselves, and say, no, it's not that, it's this.
Yeah.
Or they won't say nothing and just stare at me until I realize it. I'm like, why is everyone staring at me? And why is that guy over there doing what he's doing? And they're like, okay, you saw that guy? I'm like, yeah. And then it's like, well, you got to go over there and you got to fucking talk to that guy because that's actually you. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to that guy. He looks like a fucking total douche. And they're like, you need to go over and talk. Okay, so going back to the timelines, as you clear out these things in you, but you claim singularity, like I scream all the time, I'm the singularity. It all is me. There's versions of you that do the opposite of the thing.
Yeah,
so you're not addicted here, he's addicted there.
Of course. Yeah.
You know,
of course.
This one likes cocaine, this one doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, this one's a villain, this one's a hero, so on and so forth, with everything in between. But each one of those guys or girls or versions of whatever have the fixed version of what you need to be the singularity. So if you were repairing yourself to make the crystal whole, they have a piece of the crystal. No, doesn't matter what piece, it will show up there.
Right.
So you're like, oh, it's you. And they're like, oh, what do you fucking want?
Because it's bringing all those pieces
right. And
back.
it's like, no, I need you for a second. Come here.
Yeah, just for a second.
But then you get the good piece. So you're playing the puzzle piece with yourself by revisiting this. And what does this all do? And what does it mean? It means if you want the fucking optimum timeline, then you're going to have to go to the timelines and all the pieces
and
that
work
you need.
through it. That's why we work things all the time. That's
and
why
all the contracts out.
That's why we refer to things as pieces, puzzle pieces together too. Because once you put that puzzle together, you never go back again. You either
you never revisit this shit.
You never go back again. So like whatever you close out, you close out. You know, that's why like for us, we're so happy when something like this happens. It like sucks to go through. But when something like this happens, it's like, hey, you know, I'm one step closer to what we're not sure yet, or when, or how, or why, but we know we're one step closer, and that feels good.
Yes, and
you know,
you're repairing yourself.
Yeah, because those situations don't come up as often.
Okay, so if I was to tell you too, like, because people worry about like the other timelines, the other stuff. Okay, so where your focus is and your concentration point, all the things that aren't supposed to happen to you have to happen in the holograms somewhere else. Because you're the creator, you're in everything.
Yeah.
So it's like it is like the Nicolas Cage movie where he's the magician, but he's really using his consciousness. Where his power was where he would send himself into every direction of the timeline moment that he was in. So the guy pulls a gun and then he sends himself out over and over and over again in a blink of an eye. But you see a million Nicolas Cages running around,
right?
And the guy kills 90% of them, and then the one time he needs to get through,
right?
That's the timeline he jumps into and follows and goes right up the middle. And then it looks to everyone else like it's magic. You're doing that. And you shouldn't be concerned about the other guy in the other timeline.
No, because it's all good. Because it's all good.
It's you, but it's like a movie of you that has to be there.
Right. It all has to play out, but it doesn't have to play out.
It's
in lifetime.
That's where it plays out, so you don't have to deal with it.
Right.
That's why when you're like, oh, I hope I don't have cancer, but you declared there's no cancer, right?
No
so there's going to be one over there that gets it,
right?
Because of the way the hologram is set.
And then
everything's experienced.
That being gets the best possible outcome.
Yeah,
so,
and it's but you're okay. That just brings me to another thing.
Right.
By you doing this and claiming optimum timeline, it does emit optimum timeline to even the darkest and worst off characters in your hologram, because you are resonating love back through. Eventually, you're going to shut those out. When you become the light, like when you start lighting up, there's no more timeline where you fall off, or there's no more. You
Yeah,
are.
there's no more day late and dollar short.
So
There's no more of that.
in the multiverse in DC Comics, that's Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
In the multiverse, there's only one dark side, right? And he just could do whatever the fuck he wants. So he goes to like other places where there's other Superman and Batman, and he's beaten them every time except ours. That's why he gets so frustrated.
Right.
So you are like that. You start bringing it all back to you where it's just 100%, and that you're just the I am that is. That's it, and you're just moving throughout all of the stuff.
Yeah, doing your stuff.
The multiverse, you can go where you're a bad guy and you go roll right up on them.
Yeah, and that's
like,
the best
"I send you
possible
love."
scenario. Yeah, you're not a bad guy anymore.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, he might have a change of heart, which
Right.
is the weird scenario because he had to be the evilest until he didn't.
Right. Right.
Because he already
Because
was.
someone else took the job.
I love this girl so much. She's the best.
Put up Shane's comments because I know that they had. Yeah. Yeah, keep calling in your guides. Yeah, and that's what's happening to Frank and me. Like you just they're like whispers in the ear.
They're right there.
Yeah.
They're not out there.
Yeah, no, they're here.
You got to test it sometimes and not be. You know, Shane, it's really funny. I don't know how you are with Mother Ayahuasca, but I'm not afraid. And
he said he had a lot of serious experiences.
A lot. There's this thing of where it's always serious and respectful.
Mm-hmm.
But what more do you want outside of that? I'm serious about this. I'm very respectful. Thank you. I'm grateful. Okay, I have a question. Can someone answer my question? Aya will just stop everything and answer your question, or not stop everything. They'll get to your answer.
You'll get the answer.
You'll get the
whether
answer
you like it or not. Yeah. Through the experience.
Yes.
And it sucks sometimes.
Sometimes it fucking sucks, and sometimes it's irrelevant. You're like flat Earth. They're like, "Oh, you want to see?" I'm like, "Yeah, show me. Is it flat? Is it round? Is it round?" I spent 4.5 hours looking at round objects, circular globe objects flying around. But wherever you tuned in from, that's what you're going to see. So if you're at flat Earth perspective, everything's flat Earth to you. Everything will be a certain way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't. No one gives a shit anymore.
Well, it becomes the hammer and nail thing. You're a hammer and everything's a nail.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's all flat. It's all flat. It's all flat until you rise up and look and go, "Oh, well, it's not flat, but it's a plane of existence like Asgard." And then you go, "Oh, wait a second." You go up a little higher and you go, "Oh, everything. Oh, everything's like atoms and that's it. It's a lot simpler than what it is." I love your face.
I love your face.
So I wanted to continue this real quick. I woke up in this different. It was the same. I know it was the same. That's why I was wondering if it was like another piece of another version of me was here.
When today?
When I woke up and didn't know.
Oh, the other
I was
day.
like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
My higher self was fine, so that felt fine.
No, but you were very uncomfortable.
I was
in
uncomfortable
your skin.
in my body. I didn't know if I was sharing space with something else, but what I noticed over the course of 2 days. So I'm throwing this out there to see if you out there have witnessed something like this or experienced it. I said everything was crooked or sideways, and then it started to
straight out
rebalance itself. But when it did, it felt like I came back 100%. So I wasn't there. It was like my energy must have been.
You could have been stuck outside your body.
I mean, I don't know.
You don't know.
But when it came back, I started feeling good again. But you were the only constant in the whole thing.
I'm always the constant.
You were the constant to everything else being off a little bit. Remember, I was watching the video and I'm like, "Yo, that guy's name's Austin. Why did he just say my name is this?"
Yeah. And then today you watched the video.
Today he said the other name again, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here? Are we Mandela affecting? Like, boom, 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 boom. Like, are we jumping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth?"
Well, that freaked me out we were planting today because we bought plants the other day in Home Depot, but it was too windy to plant, and we waited today. It was still a little windy, but it was sunnier, and I was having a really hard time planting. And I mean, it happened quickly, and I laid everything out, but I it was like I was convinced that there were different plants there. And I don't know quite what happened. I still don't know what happened, but it was almost like a very it was like a very strong deja vu, but there were different plants there. And it might have been a memory from when I lived upstate. It might have been because Frank was there in this experience, but Frank was there when I was upstate planting too. So I don't know if it was a memory or if it was deja vu. We were doing this maybe in another timeline at the same time. I don't know. But it was a very weird experience. And then Frank was like, "Oh, when I put my hands in the dirt, I feel so much better." And then he started to feel better. So now I don't know what happened.
I
It was
had a
just a
weirdo
weird.
moment when we were watching. It was on Facebook. The ending of Avengers Endgame came up, and
Uh-huh.
it had the people screaming from the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, "Do you remember where you saw it?" And I remember where we saw it. And there's this whole thing where Captain America, he fucking lifts Thor's hammer,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but he gets his ass kicked, and then he's alone. Everyone else is gone, and then everyone shows up, and then they do the Avengers assemble, and they fucking wreck everyone, and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I waited 47 years of my life for that
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching that, and I started crying. Tears were coming down my face. Like, it's going to start again. It's just um, something us from that era that have always
Mm-hmm.
been part of that wanted to see, and I was witnessing that moment, and that's what started bringing everything back to me.
Yeah.
Where it
Yeah.
wasn't crooked.
I
No
cried
more.
in the movie theater during that scene. I cried not because I love the Avengers so much, but it was just a very powerful scene. Like I cry if it's a good commercial, I can cry. But because it brings you back to somewhere,
But it worked.
or to someone.
It's like when you see a movie and they got to snap the guy back, and they don't know how to, and the guy don't know how, and he doesn't remember his memory. Because I was standing out here today, and I said, I don't know. I'm putting a couch cover on, guys.
Yeah, we just changed.
And I was just standing there staring at it, like almost like the machine was rebooting or something.
Oh yeah, and then you immediately. Oh, see, my stomach just.
Excuse me.
My stomach just started. I was going to say, and then that's when you had to run
I
in the
didn't know
bathroom.
who I was for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know who I was.
Know.
I said, I don't know what's happening here. Is this real? Like, and then I got like it's just a fucking action video game, and the character spazzes out.
But
in the
that's
game.
what happened to me yesterday. I was having a conversation.
I'm like, you only get like that on ayahuasca.
No, it was weird for me too yesterday because I felt fine, and I had just had a cup of coffee, and Frank and Rich were talking, and I was sitting on the couch, and then I went from being fine to I had a very, very bad stomach ache, and I had a very bad headache all day, but I knew the headache was because of the MMS. Um, but then my stomach started to hurt, and I said, okay, well, maybe something is going to happen. And then I ended up falling asleep. And then, I mean, you guys were talking to me and I fell asleep. Like I just.
Well, you did that a couple of times this week. You just like.
Yeah.
I was talking to you. And
I think
I
totally think it was the MMS.
Already sleep.
Yeah. And then there was that 2 nights when we couldn't sleep.
Yeah. I had massive anxiety and panic attacks, which I never have. And I couldn't. Nothing was helping. I got up 3 a.m. I was pacing.
Yeah, we're gonna test it tonight because we had green tea, and you thought it might have been the green tea. So if we both had.
I had the tea, so.
Yeah, well, we both had the tea. So if it happens again, it is the green tea, and then we gotta get rid of it.
I actually feel fine though.
I feel fine too. Well, I mean, I felt fine the other night too. I don't know, but
I'm just daisy from all this stuff. So
no, I think I'm the same way.
I want to go back to the timeline thing for a second. So I want anyone listening, want to explain something to you to empower you through this timeline craziness that we were just talking about. And just give me a second. Okay, so close your eyes for a second. Just take a deep breath. Just work with me on this. So I'm just going to explain something, and
Okay.
then because I'm not going to drag the show out tonight, we'll do a little show, and
All
then.
right. Yeah.
But I really this was part of it.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you take a deep breath, and you realize, like from your nose out to your right hand, all the way out there, is one side of the fence.
Okay.
Okay, and then from your nose to your outstretched left
Okay.
hand, all the way to the fingertips, and each is a varying each like inch is a varying frequency or a timeline, and it's all the way to the all the way good and all the way to all the way bad. Every time you look over to your right side, it's all the darker stuff, the 3D. There are chains coming from the sky, and there are people in thousands and thousands of people pulling these chains while being whipped, and devils are whipping them and saying pull the chains, and
Mhm.
you're the really only one with power because they can't pull the chains. You have to pull the chain. You just let go of the chain, you stop, and you're saying to yourself, look, I'm looking at you. I don't, I don't like this, what I see here. But that's what the masses are doing. The
But they are.
masses of people in this planet are doing that, and you're like, what is that? I don't understand. And then there's just one chain that comes down from the sky on your
Mhm.
left side, just one chain. And you look at it and you say, well, I'm glad I'm not on the right side. And bloop, one chain link comes down, and you just by yourself raise up. And you look back over, and they try to pull one chain link now because you pulled one chain link, trying to keep up with you.
Mhm.
So the devil starts whipping harder. So the people in the fear and the consciousness, fear the Bitcoin, fear the injections, fear of the COVID, fear the fear of the fear of the fear of the devil under your bed, and they're just whipping and whipping, and masses of people are pulling. And then you look back over and you just touch the chain, and the chain goes up 3 links. And you look back over and they're getting whipped again. You're like, man, this is crazy. What's going on here? And you have a choice to make at that point.
Mhm.
Do you choose to go into the timeline that they're forcing you to pull in to fall into fear
Mm-mm.
on the right side,
Mm-mm.
and where the masses are, and they're just pulling these chains, and it looks almost unbelievable, almost undefeatable? How would we stop that? But you realize just you thinking a good thought and not wanting to be there makes the chain go. Now where's these chains going?
Right.
Well, one side, it's pulling in a timeline that was selected by the cabal. We'll just say that. They selected a timeline, a set of scenarios that they want. To get that, we need to put this into play.
Mhm.
So the masses are creating that because there are creators in the masses, and this is what's happening. But then how do you defeat that? Because you feel so alone. And what can I do? And blah, blah, blah. But then I turn around and I say to you, but for every one of Frank, Paula, Joe, Della, Ellen, for every one of you, minimum 10,000 people, minimum.
Mhm.
So for your one finger touch, boom, that you just did, and you could jump 3 chains,
Mhm.
it's 10,000 people screaming in fear. So all you have to do to pull away and pull the timeline in that you want is to look at it and focus on it and just go for it. And that's it. And then collectively, the ones that are doing that, the Franks and the Polars, we're collectively on that same chain with you. Like we're just bringing the light
But
right
we
in.
are, because shit is gonna happen, but it's the best possible scenario. Bad shit's gonna happen, and like this ascension and whatever is gonna happen in 5D, doesn't mean that. And we talked about this. Doesn't mean your financial problems are gonna go away. It doesn't mean that the life is gonna only be beautiful and then there's gonna be no ugly in it. It
You're in
doesn't mean
duality.
that. It means your perspective changes. And once your perspective changes, your world opens up.
and then everything changes. You start to become
Yes,
aware of the
and then
things that are
everything
happening.
changes, and then you become different. And then from that, you can never go back. And that's the important thing, because it's easy to slip into old habits. But when you change your frequency, and when you raise your vibration, you can't go back. You can't go back, and you don't want to go
You
back.
will never want to, no matter how
No,
much
you
you're like,
can't.
I
You don't.
wish it will
No,
go back to normal.
no,
You
no.
don't.
And it's like
You'll
Elizabeth
never
April
get
says,
anywhere.
once you declare something in the world and you say, I deserve, or I expect, or I want better,
You can't expect everything to be normal.
no, because the universe will give you tests to see if you really mean what you say, or if you're just saying words, and you're going to keep doing the same thing, and you're going to be tested, and you're going to pass or you're going to fail, but you just do it again until you succeed, and you try. That's all we can do. We can try every day. We can try. Okay. Look, there are some days when I hate these cats. I want to run away. I want to pack a bag, and I want to grab Oscar, and I want to go to a hotel. And I just don't want to be around them. But I mean, those days are few and far between, and then, Frank will pick up a shift. But
The minute she's away from one of them,
oh,
she
forget it.
starts crying about it.
I can't. I
I
can't. I got
miss
three sick cats here. Yeah, I can't. I need to be here. But I mean, there are just some days. Oh, and thank you, thank you. I feel amazing. I do. I'm hurting, and I have this weird thing happening to my stomach, but I do. This MMS is the right thing for me, because I do feel amazing. And it is like, when I realized I had to stop working to save my health. I have not worked for since 2017, and I have not needed a surgery. I was averaging a surgery every 5 years. I mean, I'm in pain and I'm uncomfortable, but I have not needed to have a surgery. I have not felt uh sick with stress and guilt and all of those feelings that go along with it. I mean, I have physical pain, and I can manage that. That's fine. It's not more than I can handle. And best case scenario for me is that I have a day and I have some pain, and that's okay. I get through it, and I still smile, and we still laugh, and we still have fun. I mean, I'm gonna hurt.
If you
That's the way it
judge
is.
your day by laughter and say, I gotta laugh at least 5 times in the
Oh
morning,
yeah.
5 times,
Oh yeah.
your fucking world will change quickly, especially if you're uptight. You'll know right away. You'll be like, that shit ain't funny. That shit
Oh
ain't funny.
yeah.
That shit
And
ain't
then
funny.
and
That
then you
shit. Well,
go
what is funny? Tell me
and
what's
then you
funny.
go do something that makes you happy. I mean, Frank and I went to Home Goods together. Now, that was in itself, that could have been a nightmare, but it
I'm
wasn't.
telling you right now, every woman in that place saw how much fun I was having
Oh
picking shit
yeah.
out and was like, I wish more people were like this motherfucker right
Oh
here.
yeah.
Guaranteed. Because
Yeah.
I was giving off that vibe.
Oh, you were. And I kept saying, anything you want, just pick it. We need this. You pick what type.
And then
What
you were
kind
like,
it
well,
is.
what about this? And I'm like, no, what? Look, it looks like this, and this size is this, and then this is with this.
It was a great day.
Like, put your focus on your interest and go for it. Um, yeah. So with the chain thing and the frequency, then you realize there's no chains.
Yeah, like I had the key.
Like,
I had the
it's simple
key.
at that
I
level, but
had the answer
beginners won't.
to the problem in my pocket, but I never looked in my pocket. So the chain, you see the timeline, you see what could be, and you say, I'm grateful it's not that. And then you remove the chains
Yeah, you're
one at
never
a time.
really late. You're right
No,
on time
no.
for
You go to
the
you
for
go to Home
the
Depot, and
experience.
you buy a chain cutter. You buy a, what do you call
Chainsaw.
those? Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. You're
Well,
done.
we've been saying this since the TFR days. You just let go of the chain.
Yeah, let go. Let go.
What holds you in the chain is you're overthinking this, that, and the other thing. So I'm gonna have to assume that's all regarded with your flesh suit, all the lifetimes and all
Oh,
the
it is. It
experiences.
is.
Now trying to
Oh
upgrade
yeah.
the flesh with the spirit on that level, so the consciousness could fucking fit. So your upgrade allows a faster everything. Well, how do you do that? Well, we've been doing it the whole time.
Right.
Everything from meditation, every version of meditation all the way up through the psychedelics and then the vitamins and whatever minerals you could take.
But it
The
is.
better eating habits.
But it is.
That brings the ETs. You want fucking ETs? Everyone's like, man, I haven't heard about the interdimensionals
Just
in a
ask
while.
them to come and they'll come.
Yo, homie, I'm going to tell you
All you
right
have to
now.
do is say, "You're
Today I
welcome."
was out in the sun and said, testing 1, 2, this is Frank Castle. Who the fuck's listening out there? Where's my high frequency brothers and sisters? And immediately I was
We're
like,
here.
we're right here.
We're here.
It looked to me when I closed my eyes like a window that was bubbled with someone on the other side.
Right.
And he was like, not at a desk, but like
Yeah.
at a standing
Yeah, pulling one of the
thing.
pixels out.
And then he
Yep.
was looking
Yep.
and he looked like he had like he was on a ship or something. And he's like, what's going on in here?
Yep.
And I said, oh, there you are.
Mhm.
Where are you? He's like, we're right here.
Please, there's hundreds of thousands of them there.
I'm going to show you guys something crazy. I can't
figure
figure out. I can't get it off my phone just yet, but I'm going to. It's not that big of a deal, but oh, it's right here too. Josh Carruthers, you the magician, we were hanging out talking. And we were having a good time. And we had such an intense conversation that during the conversation with him, my visual on him changed. So I'm looking at him and he was talking. He did this with his hands and I saw multi hands.
Oh,
and
like
I'm
Shiva.
Like Shiva, but not like Shiva. Yeah, not multi arms. It was just he moved his hand.
Just hands.
And it was
okay.
like echoing. And then I said, I'm not on anything. We were straight. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But the conversation had me high. It was high frequency. Then
yeah,
we did get high, of course. But then everything was like really high frequency. And we were remembering the high frequency conversations. When we first started, we'd need to take naps and shit.
Yeah,
right?
it used to knock me out.
Right?
Knock my energy out.
But
yeah.
now we can fucking drive that
Mhm.
into the next
Mhm.
realm.
Because you learned how to bottle it.
Yeah. Right. And we love it. It's like its own drug, I guess. And we're all alchemists. And like McKenna said, everyone's holding. So I was outside and in Brooklyn, the sky, it was overcast. You could see like lights sometimes being shown up into the sky when there's like burger joints or some shit got stuff going on, you know. We were talking about Bitcoin and making contacts and then, you know, Space Brothers and whatever. And I looked up and I said, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And he said, is the sky in that one spot changing colors?
Yeah.
And I said, are they shining a light anywhere? And he goes, I don't see it. So I pulled out my phone and this one cloud in the sky was just changing lights. It was like as if something was right behind it. And then I kind of saw something come up and I couldn't tell without the camera because the way the camera illuminated. So I'm just going to hold it up for a minute until I do this because it's only 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Just to show you what I'm talking about. But we couldn't find that light source. Oh, fuck. Wait. Oh, you're going to tell me I can't reflect this off the fucking computer?
Shut that light off.
Which one?
The tiny light.
See, it's still not allowing it. Oh, this sucks a fucking monkey turd. Okay, well, sorry. You're going to have to wait then. Fuck. Oh, I fucking hate technology sometimes. And I'm wondering if it's that street light.
It's the street light in the
shining, because I have no way to show this to you then. This fucking thing is just sitting right over us, changing colors right behind the cloud. And it got really spooky and freaky. And I go looking for the light source and there's none. So I thought I saw a second one come up from the other cloud. I'll post it. It's the best I got right now. I'm fucking shot. I've been fucking hanging in there like a beast. Don't hate on me. You know, when you have a rough day, you wouldn't want me hating on you, right? But I'll post it. So it looked like something comes up in the other cloud. And I say, yo, do you see that? There's something else sitting there. And we're both looking into the phone lens. and you can see like another light source not changing colors, just like a luminous thing there. And it's very faint, but the other one's just fucking flashing the fucking colors. Sorry, I didn't mean to beef you up and
I think there
let you
are
down like that.
hundreds of thousands of ships up there. And I think
All this heavy wind. How do we know they're
oh yeah,
not
this
blowing
weird
out the
wind. Who
chemtrails?
knows?
Well, when you clean the yard, right, you can sweep, and sweep kind of tosses shit
you
up.
gotta bring the
Well,
blower back over because I
well, y'all gotta fucking wait. So I did. You take the blower and you fucking blow everything
no, I did. I
into. I'm not telling you what you're gonna do in the fucking yard. I'm talking about life. That's it. I fucking had it with that shit. Okay, so I God, man.
Yeah.
You can't really ruin a peanut butter sandwich, but
Shut up.
if I was eating one listening to this shit, I'd fucking throw that off the fucking wall. Try to hit you in the fucking head with dirty lettuce.
Shut up. Why would you have dirty lettuce in a peanut butter sandwich?
Just sitting next to it.
Shut up. I'm out now. Hey, Schwavy.
Cat lady.
You wanted to sit.
Everyone's like, I don't know Paula like that. We're just gonna shut your mic off. I'll put that over here for a minute. Yeah, so I believe they're right there. I believe a lot of these winds, does the wind ever make you uncomfortable, even though it's beautiful out? But when the wind hits you, it feels weird. Not like wind, like uncomfortable in you, like anxiety or a little chilling. Just makes you feel off and disconnected and not correct for some one way or another. If you check the Schumann resonance with probably those moments, you'd see that that's some kind of solar activity or solar wind. That's not normal wind because shit, it was just normal wind yesterday and this shit didn't bother me. You ever notice that? Well, it's been coming up a lot, but they've been chemtrailing a lot. There's also been solar flares. There's also been all of these other things happening. This is why when people are like, well, what is it? What is the silver bullet of what it all is? And it's like, no, there is none. That's the fucking joke, man. It's all happening. All of it. There's truth in particles in everything, right? The dog men are real. The fucking fish men are real. The Pleiadians are real. They're all there in their own version. Remember, you get your faux version, which is the AI introverted versions, where they try to get you to do things like you need to do this or it's not going to work out. No. If you really get to know yourself, you'll know that that's not how they talk to you. I had Anubis talk to me once pretty hardcore. Like, you need to do this, da, 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 da. And I was like, man, I'm with Anubis a lot. He's never spoken to me like that. And then that thing fell away and Anubis came up and was like, you have never have to worry. I never will. I don't, whatever you're doing here, that's not me. And I'm like, oh shit. When you get to visually see the pair, like, how do you explain this, Frank? This is how I do it. I'm looking at it and visually being told like a child, look, man, you see that, right? And I'm like, man, I see that. That's some fucked up shit. It's like, yes, it is. It is. I've learned to be me with Mother Aya, right? Oh, so this is the thing about Aya. Like, oh, you only get like that under Aya. Yeah. But you're supposed to get like that eventually. Your powers, your insides that shines externally, you'll be able to manifest and do all these crazy things. So you become this amazing, beautiful thing. Well, what do you think Aya is? Right? She's literally the planet we're on. Are you back?
Yes.
I shut your mic off. That's because nobody wants to hear you. Just kidding. We all love you. See all this space right here? This is my etherical Paula.
your mic back
I
on.
thought you were wrapping this baby up.
I was,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
I thought you were feeding cats.
I was. I fed
I heard.
Teddy just came in.
You announced every single one.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That bowl is for the cats outside.
Oh, outdoor cats. You mean the raccoon?
And cats.
Oh shit.
Shut up, Fred.
All right. Well, look, I love you guys. Just remember this. You just make the choice on how you're going to deal with stuff. And that internal structure is going to change and transform and allow you to do things you never thought you were able to do before. It's the idea behind it sounds great. I just want to see the aliens, or you'll see them, and then you'll have all kinds of after effects from being around anything like that, or you don't see it until you're ready to see it.
Word.
Period. I get it all the time. Man, I was eating mushrooms in my backyard last summer during the COVID, and we talked about this. I was going through some weird shit with some Anunnaki character, and then I looked down, and across the yard, this dude was just standing there. It looked like a blue bird guy, right? Just he didn't have feathers. He just like skinned, and I said, "How long have you fucking been standing there?" Because I was up on the porch, and he was almost as tall as me. So, but he was at the garage. So he goes, I've been standing here waiting for you to see how long it was going to take you to acknowledge me. And I'm like, oh, he's like, well, you hit the frequency a minute ago.
Mhm.
So they're watching. Your guides are there, your friends are there, your families are there. It's all going to happen, but you have to do the work. And people don't want to hear that shit, but do it. Enjoy yourself. Try DMT if you get the opportunity. You know what? As a shaman, I'm going to change my mind on a stance. I probably won't let you do this if you're with me, but you know what? If you have the opportunity out there and you're afraid, or you get the opportunity at home, take one hit. Take one hit.
Really? You're saying that?
I don't want you to be scared no more. I don't know how to, like, oh, if I don't take 3 hits, Frank will be mad at me. I don't want you to be a fucking pussy. I want you to go in. I want you to fucking experience it. But maybe you need to dip your feet, some of you, so you don't have a fucking heart attack. You know, like, oh, you mean a piece of mushroom? Okay.
Shut up. That's what I do.
I know. It works, but you're
I don't
not
even-
getting a psychedelic experience that way.
I am getting a psychedelic.
No, you're
experience.
getting all of the bonus shit that goes with the psychedelic experience. All the regrowing of the neural pathways, the vitamin type situations, a little bit of extra gnosis. Yeah,
Mhm.
you'll be a little more clean and clear after it does its thing. However, you're asking for a psychedelic experience. Have the psychedelic experience. Don't be a baby about it. But if you're going to, because that's what's holding you back so fucking hard, just put your mouth on it and try it. Just try it and go, oh, that's what it was. That's it. It'll piss everyone in the room off. Trust me, it'll piss me off too. But you will get, oh, that's what that is. Okay, well, that wasn't that bad. Maybe I'll try too. Go for it. Try two. Then when two starts to fucking warp shit, and you're like, and then you can start to dose yourself that way. Just in case you're afraid to do it, I think everyone should. You know, we're all in the uh, Six Flags action park or whatever. We're all in it. There's no reason why you shouldn't ride some of the rides. Like, go prove it to yourself. Right? We're here to talk to, right? If you see something like reptilians running the planet, just remember you're just starting. You have to see what you're breaking free from. People don't believe that, oh, they run everything, they're taking over. No, they're not. Dude, you think they would let me sit here with you, with her, telling you to do all the stuff you have to do, or that you can apply? I'm sorry, not what, no, we're not telling you what to do, but you could take all the stuff that applies to you and do it, making you better off than you were in the. They wouldn't let that kind of shit fly, right?
Mhm.
Listen, do you think? Do you think they're not that powerful? They only appear powerful because you're scared of them. How's that sound? The hologram works in your favor, the universe. right? It
Mhm.
rewards bravery, but it works in your favor. It conspires to be on your team,
Of course it does.
right? But it doesn't know, like, oh, you let them do bad to me, universe. Nah, you got to just not let shit go down like that because of awareness levels and where you're supposed to be, and you knowing you're not supposed to fucking be there. Why'd you touch it? Well, I knew that an alligator would bite my face off, but he was right there. How was he going to be faster than me? So what'd you do? Well, I poked him in his mouth, and what did he do? He took my finger. Well, seems like an even bet, right?
Consequences.
Right. Consequences. Consequences, Batman.
You're such a
All right.
loser.
Have a great night tonight. I love you guys so much. Stay fearless, everyone. Remember, the universe rewards bravery.
Love you
Clean yourself
too.
out. Get ready. Um, be the change. Do it. Right? Clear yourself out. Get ready. You want to be the light? Be the fucking light. Be the be the fucking light. Be the light. Just kidding. Do what you got to do. I love you though.